Welcome into Movie to Beer, everybody. This is Dan Caprisi coming at you. We have our two awesome co-hosts today.
You got Blake on the one microphone, the bee expert.
And Randall, I enjoy candy.
With razor blades?
No, just normal candy.
I don't like that soundbite.
So on this episode of Movie to Beer, it's the month of October, and we
Spooky
decided to
season.
watch scary films for the month. And the episodes will either be old films or new films, but scary in some way. Now, we haven't defined what scary means. It could be like,
It could be like Legally Blonded too.
Yes, Legally Blonde 2 is
Legal Blonde.
You leave her alone.
Legally Blonde 2 is a very scary movie.
That movie's a masterpiece, I dare say.
Be The Last Jedi.
Last Jedi is pretty scary too.
It's very scary.
But on this episode, we're talking about Candyman, which originally came out back in the 90s.
92.
And it was remade. Nia DaCosta is the director. It's produced by Mr.
Jordan Peele.
It's got his kind of handiwork. It tells a story in a way that is
hookty work.
It's a hook. It's a hook, and it works really well.
Jordan Peele is great. He's done a lot of scary movies. What was that one? Did you guys see Us?
Yeah.
Us was really good.
You saw it? Yeah.
Oh,
man,
no, I didn't see Us.
You didn't see Us?
What was the first one with the clinking glass with the white people brainwashing them?
Yeah. Where they were turning him into zombie kind of dudes.
I'm really angry. I can't remember that movie.
Get Out.
Get Out.
Get Out,
That's what it is.
yeah.
Yes. Nice job,
Get
Dan.
Out.
Nice job.
I mean, that's the memorable line. Yeah, Candyman
if I
originally
can
was a
remember it.
horror movie that was just a slasher flick, and it was based off an urban legend that who knows if it's true or not. I didn't look it up, but it takes place in the ghetto in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually, in this film, learn a bunch of the backstory. So
Yeah, it's a lot of lore that I
there's
didn't realize.
a lot. It's like
whether it
origin,
exists.
backstory stuff going on.
Yeah.
It turns into less of a superhero and more of a spirit of vengeance kind of thing. You had mentioned that, Blake, while we were watching it. It's like, yeah, this definitely gives him the onus, him being the spirit that keeps coming back and trying to seek vengeance against those that wronged him. Because every one of the characters that were killed that became Candyman or represented him in some way was killed by the police or by the authorities or white people in general.
Oh, right. That's right.
Yep.
He was killed in the beginning too.
Yep.
Oh, totally missed that.
Yeah. So we're going to do some plot spoiling here. So
Sorry.
we had a couple of beers. We're going to talk about those in a minute.
Ooh, good beers.
Good beers that went with it. We just randomly had some in the fridge. This wasn't purposely sought out, but we were lucky. They matched up pretty well. So
They really
from a
did.
storytelling and visual standpoint, I really like this film. The story holds its weight. It's a standalone. You don't have to have watched the first one because it covers what happened in the first one in a very short.
Legit just tells the story.
Yeah,
of
it's
the
a very
first movie.
short, concise thing where there's an investigative reporter that was looking into what happened.
Like the actual legends, yeah.
Yeah, and she called him out 5 times.
Scary stuff. The ghettos were built by people who wanted to control other people, apparently, and that's not cool.
Nah, it's not. It's all really gnarly and awful and true, I think.
I saw this great book title yesterday. It was called Love People, Use Things, because the other way around doesn't quite work.
Ooh.
Isn't that good?
I like that.
That's
nice.
safe, right? But there was not a lot of love in this film. Oh my gosh. There was a lot
really
of
intense
slashing.
There's a lot of slashing, a lot of bee reactions, bad bee sting reactions.
Yeah.
Well, one bad bee sting reaction.
That's what happens when you get stung by a bee. You got to watch that shit.
When you were
become
chosen,
a spirit of vengeance.
when you were chosen to become the spirit of vengeance, and that the physical form that passes it along to you sticks
Right.
you, and you
Yep.
become
Right.
it, you have no one to blame but yourself.
Yeah, if you have a feeling that you're gonna, that's your path. You got to watch out for those bees.
Yeah.
You know,
They tried to save him and like protect him from it and move to
Yeah.
the other side of Chicago and be like, no, you can't escape it. You're going to come back. It's curious because the mother said they had a pact, like everyone who knew it.
Right.
And
So they're
she
never
said
gonna say the word
someone
again.
said it, and
Who
it was the guy at the
it was
laundromat,
laundromat guy.
who I knew you were going to come back. And I said it, and I got you to say it. So that triggered then this whole process of the baby who was chosen and saved.
I'm kind of
becoming
kicking myself
Candyman.
that I didn't catch on that he was going to be a major catalyst at the end.
Well, he
Right.
pushed the story along. He pushed the
That's
plot.
true. That's true.
Every single time there was a turning point, he was pushing it along because the guy kept going back to him.
You guys got favorite lines from this movie?
I do.
The sound of bees buzzing. No, the I guess the first victim, the house owner guy. He says, "Must go faster, must go faster."
Yeah.
Was that a pun?
No, it was a
joke.
it was quoting Jurassic Park.
Yes.
I even looked at the trivia because I was sitting there thinking, why does that sound familiar? Jurassic Park, and I looked up the trivia. He even dressed like Ian Malcolm did when he said that scene. So that's kind of a neat little piece of trivia. I like that.
A neat little thing in there. The interesting thing is, so art buyer, purchaser, dealer, person has people he works with in his gallery that are representatives of the gallery who buy and sell. And so the artist that becomes Candyman, he's an artist, and he's kind of involved with one of the assistants. And she, unfortunately, now has to bring about and bring forth telling the story of Candyman because it had been so hush-hushed, no one knows about it anymore.
You think that'll be the
I think
sequel?
that's the cycle. I think the cycle is having her spread the word and get it out there. But my favorite line is from her brother and her boyfriend were sitting there going, after she discovers that she learns that he's turning into this demon and he's fascinated by it and she doesn't know what to do obsessively.
Yeah.
And her brother is like, no dick is good enough to offset demonology hobby. I'm
The guy had some great lines.
You're channeling
He did.
there. That's awesome.
He also said, what did he say? Black people don't need to be summoning shit.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's a good line. Or when she opens the door to the laundromat, she's like, nope. Favorite one word, one line.
Mm-hmm.
Classic.
Yeah.
A lot of good one lines in this film. One liners.
Not a lot of jump scares.
Yeah,
No.
more just.
Again, and not really a horror film.
Nah, just
I mean, the visuals were pretty messed up. I
gory.
couldn't look
it
at the
was
screen
gory.
a lot.
We were gonna watch. What were we gonna watch?
I don't even know, man.
This,
Quiet Place 2,
Quiet Place 2.
was one of the
Oh,
ones
yeah.
that we thought about, but it's
Probably would have been just as gory.
Yeah.
Probably.
monsters
The
eating
first
you.
one wasn't too gory. The first one was more
Suspense.
like suspense. Like the
Yeah,
setting is what made it. Like
suspenseful.
this movie did the same thing where just the setting has you on edge.
Yeah.
Like when main character turning into Candyman is just standing there staring. Like, I don't like this one bit.
It's too scary.
No,
for me.
thank you.
Too scary. I thought I was gonna like it a lot more than I did, but it was all right.
We've seen worse.
Yeah, it's true. We have seen worse.
And again, I mean, the visual style really reflective.
Yeah.
The storytelling pattern that Mr. Peel does is very reflective. It kind of it's not necessarily story circle. It's not like, hey, the characters go on an arc. It's telling it, but then giving you the backstory as it's being told as needed. It's not just a bunch of, we're going to tell you at the beginning what you need to know.
Yeah.
You find out towards the end, which I like.
He spools it out, slowly spools it out. You don't get it all at once.
And
It's
he
nice.
was one of the co-authors of the screenplay to kind of.
Oh, right, he was. That's right.
So that's why I'm saying, like, the films that he's made, really, he put his stamp on them as far as the storytelling
Definitely.
process.
Well, he knows what he's doing. Nice job, Blake.
And good job to Nia DaCosta, who stepped in to direct. He was going to direct and then decided to just be more producer.
Yeah.
But she also wrote the screenplay with him. So she has worked with it. He's probably worked with him on some other stuff, honestly.
Yeah.
She's directing The Marvels when that movie comes
Oh,
out.
yeah.
That's very
That's right.
exciting.
Nice.
But yeah.
Nice job.
We had a couple of really good beers. Do we want to take a short commercial break? Do we have a commercial? Or are we just gonna go straight
Blakeco
to the
Industries sent us an ad read for something called The Personal Watcher.
Interesting.
beers? All right, bring us into that commercial.
Do you want to see every movie ever made, but simply don't have the time to do that? The intrepid genetic artists at Blakeco Industries have created The Personal Watcher, your personal moviegoer for you. The Personal Watcher will watch any movie for you, then report back what they watched. They'll even investigate breakdown videos and top 3s from all of the internet so you can get the full experience. Get your Personal Watcher and catch up on your favorite movies today. Disclaimer. Blakeco Industries and Blakeco Industries partners are not liable for any misdeeds or programming errors that come with the Personal Watcher. Personal Watcher may watch you sleep. Personal Watcher should not be machine washed or allowed to air dry. Do not feed your Personal Watcher. Personal Watcher is technically a flawed clone born out of dark science and evil magics. Go get your Personal Watcher today.
Nice. I wonder if they'll fetch beer.
You might be able to program that in. that's the Series S model.
Is it the same as the little Amazon robot with a camera that will follow you around?
Ugh. No, it's somehow creepier.
It's a real thing too. That's what really creeps me out. I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, less of a joke, more just
It's not
accurate
like
commentary.
every device that Alexa's on is already listening and watching you 24/7. And also, they're not the only ones. There's all your Apple products do that. All of
like
your
Android,
anything,
so-
like
anything with
your
a speaker,
phone, anything with a speaker, anything
anything
with
with
a
a speaker can
camera,
be switched on.
it's listening 24/7.
Your TV, anything at all.
Just like the Candyman.
Oh, let's talk about this beer.
All right, so thanks for hanging in, everybody. This is Moving to Beer, and we're talking about the film Candyman that was just recently released on streaming services. I would recommend it. It's a good film. If you want to, it's not super scary. There's not a lot of jump scares. There's a little grossness to it. Some gore, but not a lot. It's really limited. There's some throat slashy stuff with fake blood spurts, which is kind of funny.
A lot of it's not me, man. I can't
I
handle
laugh
them.
at that.
I
I've
have
seen
a
way
rough
too many
time with it.
Tarantino films to not laugh at that.
Well, see, those are cartoonish. This, I don't know.
I don't know.
There's some
Tarantino
slashing,
feels
there's some-
Tarantino's hard to watch too. Though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no joke. It's cartoonish, but man, he really goes for it.
Yeah. So the two beers that we had, I have a 4-pack of Brave Noise Pale Ale, which is a collaboration with Heater Allen and Notch Brewing. 4.5% ABV, 55 IBU. Really kind of hoppy, lighter, medium body. It's got Sabro and Mosaic hops. So Sabro is a non-traditional IPA hop. It has kind of a dry, acidic, almost dry, leafy kind of approach to it. The Mosaic is what you're going to get a lot of that leafy, evergreeny, resiny kind of vibe. So it plays well.
I think I noticed the Mosaic. A lot of beers I enjoy seem to have Mosaic hops as the key flavor profile.
I like it. I had not. This was the first beer that I had seen from Heater Allen that didn't have their traditional logo and traditional label. And what this is a collaboration. They have a QR code on it, and it says, a collaboration with a big goal. A safe and discrimination-free beer industry. Scan this QR code to see our code of conduct.
Hey.
So Notch Brewing started this. They put the recipe out. Breweries, it's not unsimilar or dissimilar to Black is Beautiful collab project that you can just make a beer. Part of the proceeds go to a nonprofit that's trying to make things better. This is trying to spread the word on the brewing industry and the beer industry in general. Even big beer industry has a lot of problems with sexism and racism and all the stupid isms that are out there that they have. And this is a way for people to bring awareness to it in whatever capacity they can. And Heater Allen being a small independent brewery, it's like 2 people. It's not a big place. I've been there once.
Nice job.
They're doing good. I mean, and they make really good standard good quality beer. And this is one that I think they took this recipe and ran with it. So I'm happy. It's got not a traditional malt. It's more like a wheat background on the malt flavor. Well, not wheat, but the grains are more of a wheat than a malt. So it's not going to be a traditional pale ale. It's more like a hoppy wheat. And that's my take.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was the perfect fit to start this movie with. I really enjoyed it.
Right.
Tasty.
So thumbs up on that one. So if you can find it, I know it's probably a limited run. It's out there in stores, in local bottle shops. This was picked up both beers were picked up at Bridgetown Beer House yesterday. So go visit them and get some awesome beers to go. They have a nice selection of fun and interesting things.
What's the equivalent to this beer that would be found anywhere in the world?
There isn't, because it's a hoppy. It's like a hoppy wheat. It's a hoppy light body.
So it's really unique then.
It's very unique.
It's really unique.
So the pale ale classification, like IPA, is all over the map. So as a classification, you can have hoppy or not that hoppy. Color wise, it's pretty standard. It's just got the straw yellow color. It's not cloudy from what I remember seeing when you poured it. But it's good quality stuff. Again, it's drier. It's going to give you a little that acidic hit, resiny kind of hop cone resin action. And then the second beer that we had, which was a one-off that we picked out when we were at Bridgetown Beer House, was
Bring your tourism dollars.
Yes, Deader Than Dead, which was a West Coast double IPA from Flatland Brewing, which is based out of Elk Grove, California. It was an 8.3 ABV, so really big beer.
It's a lot of beer. 60
IBU. And as soon as you guys tasted it, you're like, oh, this is really different. And so reading the can, I was like, oh, get my flashlight out because it's kind of dark down here. I was like, oh, hey, it's CTZ, which is 3 different hops. That it's a strain that's used for really high alpha acidity. So you're going to get a lot of just bitter profile from that. And then it's got New Zealand, Cascade, and Nelson hops. So Nelson are from the Nelson style of hops. Tend to have a little bit more floral approach. The Cascade is going to be the evergreen and pine resiny kind of approach. But because it's from New Zealand, it's going to be different. And that's why you guys are like, hey, this tastes like it's really off. Not off, but it's just way different.
Is a real specific flavor.
It's dry and dank. The Cascade and the Nelson are going to give you the dankness. The CTZ is going to give you that just like wall of bitterness. It really, I think the malt body showcases allows those flavors to really show. It had just kind of you had mentioned it like the malts were kind of like a wood chip kind of. It almost had like that sharp woodiness.
Randall is the genius who hit us with the term wood chip.
Yeah.
It worked really well.
Tastes like I fell down on a playground.
Yeah, I felt exactly.
Yeah, and
Face first.
After you drank it a little bit, it had
Open
kind of
mouth.
like that pine to grapefruit approach, and then
Crunch,
a little
crunch,
bit
crunch.
of pear on the back. It had that kind of lingering pear vibe.
I didn't get any pear myself.
I did.
but
After you said it, I was like,
Yeah,
that's
I got
exactly what it
it
was.
was
So good stuff. Really different beer.
delicious.
I think it matched the back half of the movie pretty well. Once
did.
things were getting real
different.
bloody and wild, yeah.
Some plot twists and turns and some strangeness happening.
It was really
Eating
strange.
razor bladed candy.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not eating it, at least trying to open it and realizing, oh, there's a razor blade in that.
No, thank you.
Oh,
let's
that
not
dude
do
straight
that.
up went to eat it.
Urban legend. Didn't happen.
It never really happened, but they tell you it did. Okay, we've now hit the moment in the episode where we are going to revisit one of our favorite games called the Keyword Beer Name Rename Game. Say that 10 times fast. Candyman.
Hey, knock it off.
So we have a big screen in front of us, and we're looking at IMDb. And if you want to follow along, you should do this too.
Guys,
We
some of these
pick-
keywords are wild.
I know. When you scroll down, you look up the movie or show you're watching, and it'll have towards the middle, halfway down the page, as you scroll through it, of whatever you're looking at, it'll have a little section that has some words with circles around them, and it'll say blah, 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 number more. Those are the actual keywords that people have submitted. And what we do for this is we pick one of the beers that we liked.
We
and-
spend hours and hours
Studying
each one of these words.
or just try to pull out of the, I don't know, ether, like Candyman comes out of the mirror, we pull it out of the ether, a name to rename this beer with.
Ether is code name for our butts.
Yes. So Blake, you obviously have been looking at it more than I have.
I think the one I'm going to pitch is soup. Oh wait, well, which beer? We're
the
doing
second
first-
beer, obviously.
Second beer,
The weird
cool.
beer.
The second beer, the
That,
weirder
then this will
one.
work. Supernatural frame up.
Oh, nice.
I like that.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
I fought really hard to not pick the weird ones, like I usually do. So supernatural frame up with the
right.
wood chippy flavor. Since Dan wins some of these, do you want to go next, Randall?
Yeah,
you should go next.
I will. I'd like to rename this very special beer that we had, the Pillow Talk Blood Splatter.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
That's really not bad.
a little creepy, a little weird, different.
The-
Like this beer.
I could picture the art really standing out on the shelf.
Yeah, just a pillow with a little splotchy splotch. Yeah, I don't like that. No, whatever. We'll go for it.
So I'm going to use one of the ones that you scrolled by.
Okay, which
and
one
it's
was it?
just going to be hilarious. I'm going to win the day again, giving candy to a baby.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
that's actually a clever name for a beer.
It is.
I feel
It
like that'd be
is.
more of a sweet beer.
No, because it's not sweet.
Right.
It'll cut you open.
Oh man.
Not my candy. Blake Co. Industries is proud to stand behind its razor bladeless candy.
Well, congratulations, Jordan Peele, for freaking us all out today.
Definitely.
On an afternoon.
So again, thank you everybody for hanging in there and listening. I mean, we all enjoyed the film. Some of us like it more than others, but it's a good film. I mean, I think we didn't do wrong. We have watched way more
We've watched
horrible
some bad
films than
films.
this.
Yeah.
So a quick 90-minute watch. Again, not really scary, no real jump scares. A couple of gory scenes, a little bit of visual displeasure, and a good story. Again, totally more of Spirit of Vengeance backstory and creation myth than
Right.
superhero,
Than just a
but it
straight
has
typical-
that vibe.
But then it's more of that than a straight just slasher.
Yeah.
There's not a bunch of teens banging each other while doing a hockey mask stabs through beds.
Which is a little bit more like the first one. The
Yeah.
first one was just
Yeah.
a straight up horror slasher flick, and you didn't know who was doing it and if it was a ghost or a real person and all this and that. So, yeah. So thanks for listening in and bearing with us as we fumble our way through this episode.
Another episode in the
Another
can.
episode in the can. But again, this October, we're going to be doing scary films, so look forward to the next couple episodes being of scary movie type.
Can't wait.
We're going to try to get out and maybe do something on site somewhere. We shall see. But as always, the opinions expressed during the taping of this episode are those of the hosts. And if you don't hydrate...
Then you dehydrate. I tried to do the Candyman voice and I dropped
Candyman.
it. You dehydrate.
Yes.
He's got a low-ass voice.
He does. Yeah,
He's
it was
a
like
really low
Morgan
voice.
Freeman.
Thanks for listening in. This is Dan signing out. Take care, everyone.
This is Blake. Oh, this is Blake. Can I be Blake in this one?
And I'm Randall.
Hey, I like that.
There you go.
We did it.